that he's fucking lying and he's swearing on his mom's life and I was like, you know what? That is something that we, none of my siblings or I would ever do because of God. And especially like, saying, I swear on my mom's life. I was like, what? So with that, I was like, no, you know what? My kids are going to be raised differently. They're going to be raised with my values. And so, I'm not married. So I divorced their dad when my son was 5. So what I decided to do is I had a Bible study with, my son. So my son would have a Bible study because I didn't have a church that I would go to per se. So I had my son, so I would have someone come over and, my kids would have a Bible study, especially my son. Constant Bible study once a week for an hour because I needed to make sure that he had those values of like, I needed him to know who God is and have that fear and know that, okay, you know what? There's somebody above us that, you need to respect and you need to be able to like, you can't do certain things because there's a God, and I do see that a lot of kids these days, they don't have, like you said, they don't give a shit. And I don't want my son to be one of those, like even though sometimes, like they will try to test you a little bit.
I'm sure.
But I'm like, oh, no. I'm like, bring it back.
I was never too old to get a whooping. I mean, I remember 16.
Yeah.
I called my mom a hypocrite, and she snuck me in the back of my head. So and it surprised me so much that I was 16 and she was still smacking me. I'm like, this is crazy. But that was the last time I ever probably disrespected her.
Yeah.
I tell you that much. It's like you gotta have something. I mean, right now my puppy just keeps on eating up my ottoman, man. And
so what are you gonna do?
She's been in a cage all day long.
Shit.
And she's been looking all sad. I'm like, yep, that's what you get.
You're like, your timeout.
Her timeout is definitely gonna be like Rikers Island. Yep, you let you out to go take a pee. Boom, go get some water. Now get back in your cage because she just, it's like she's doing it every day now. I'm like, man, she thinks it's a giant chew toy.
Yeah.
And, if you just keep on, oh, come here, you're so cute. And she's a cute little dog, but you ain't going to keep on doing that.
Yeah.
Not up in my crib.
And not have a consequence.
Exactly. Consequences.
Right. You also just recently launched your film company, Melting Pot Entertainment. Mm-hmm. Now, when we're talking about all these projects that you have, and then now that we're talking about kids these days, tell me what are some of the things that you are going to, like projects that your company is going to take on? Oh,
well, right now, personally, I mentor 5th graders for a Young Storytellers program. It's a program that's been going on for quite a while. CAA's behind it, HBO, Disney, UTA, all these different big companies. And
is it like a Big Brother type of thing?
Well, what it is we go into, there's about 60 schools involved, and we'll go in and teach 5th graders, about 10 of them, to write scripts from beginning to end. And they'll write a 5-page short movie.
Yeah.
And we'll just show them the steps of like the elements and what to do, the technical stuff. But when it comes to the creative, it's whatever they want. I mean, if they want Mr. Hamburger Head to be dating Mrs. Banana and they got to go to the moon on through a cannon, then that's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had some really cool stories, that my kids have written. And I swear, like, I could turn it into a Pixar cartoon if I wanted to, And, but they're, at the end, real actors come in and they act out their script for them on stage, and they get to see their words come to life. And it's a really dope experience.
That's pretty cool. I like that. How do each kid gets chosen?
I don't know if they put their name in a hat or,
So the school chooses them for you, like they just give you
No, I think they ask who wants to be a part of it.
Yeah. And
then honestly, I don't know how they end up in my class.
But you just get the names.
Yeah, like we'll be there. There'll be like 10, 11 of us adults, and then the first day, all these like little kids will roll in. Some may be in there for good, and some their schedules might conflict, and so they may not be able to do it. The first 2 times I got some pretty shy little girls, so I really had to like, pull their creativity out of them.
Yeah.
But it was fun. And this last one, my little mentee Jeremy, this dude, I mean, I swear he was like a little Spielberg. He knew exactly what he wanted.
Yeah.
He had his story down pat. Billy gets stranded on an island because his yacht crashes. The captain leaves him. Then the Dark Lord comes out of nowhere. I mean, it was dope. I was like, yeah, and I got to type it for him. And I was like, then what happens? He's like, and then this, and then this, and then that. And to see the actors at the end act it out. And then they have one called like The Biggest Show, where out of the 60 schools, they pick five or six kids out of the 60 schools, their scripts. And then A-list actors like Seth Rogen, Jordan Peele, all these huge stars come and act out their scripts on a whole nother level. And it's just amazing, like to see like these Hollywood actors acting out these 5th graders scripts, and it's hilarious.
That's pretty fun. I like that. That's nice. That's really good for them.
It is. And and we teach them because one of the elements is lesson resolution.
Yeah.
So a lot of them have like these different, like, it's good, like Jeremy's resolution and lesson was make friends with your enemies, because then it will help you get out of situations.
Wow.
And it's like, okay, all right, that's good to know in LA. I tell you that much.
Well, it's what they say. It's like, what is it like? Bring your friends close, but your enemies closer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I guess it's true.
Uh-huh.
So with your company, do you know what type of projects that you want to have under?
I definitely, well, with one, Melting Pot Entertainment, that kind of reflects who I am as a person. I'm Puerto Rican, Haitian, Trinidadian, I'm from New York. I went to a white high school. I went to a black college, and now I'm in LA, mixed all up. And I want to be able to tackle every type of genre, from horror, drama, comedy, you name it, and also use every different type of person from every race, creed, and culture, and tell those kind of stories. I don't want to just be the guy who tells one kind of story. And so that's why I came up with Melting Pot. It's almost like how this country was started.
Right, yeah.
And I find a lot of times when, even when it comes to Latin culture or filmmaking, they're like, man, we need more Latinos in film. And yes, we do. But even within Latino filmmaking, I don't see people that look like me. I don't see brown skin, curly head, Puerto Rican types, unless it's a movie that takes place in New York, So even within that culture, we need to be more diverse. Not everybody has to look like Issa Morales or, like the fair skin, straight hair type thing. Like there's so many, there's Latinos that look like
they're blonde.
They're blonde, or they're
blue eyes.
They're black like Tyrese. You know what I mean? Like I know them all, but we don't see those people.
No.
They use the ones that really they still are fair skinned. You might as well use a white guy.
Do you think that maybe it's because it's harder to, in that world to, get roles, and they perhaps like maybe they give it to the ones that are already there?
Yes and no, because if you're the one creating the content, you could do whatever you want.
That's different. But what if you're not creating it? What if you're the one that wants to be, an actor in a Latin project? Like I find that I feel that it's a little bit more difficult. You really, really have to know, like, have connections and know people to kind of get into that whole Latin. I don't know. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah. I mean, it's so many. Of course, in white Hollywood, they want to use people that look a certain way, and I've been on projects where they've hired white people to play Latino. And they told them, like, if anybody asks, say your family's from Argentina.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, and I overheard them, like, wow.
That's crazy.
I was like, don't tell the client. I'm doing a commercial, which is supposed to be all a Latin commercial for Latin channels. And we're all supposed to be Latino. But this one white guy who's the main dude, is like, really? Like, what's going on right now?
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. Maybe they think that, everybody within each race has their own stereotypes,
Yeah.
Like, of course, in corporate America, light-skinned black people make it further,
Yeah.
It's whoever they feel more comfortable with. And we do it within our own races too.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to be like that because I've never been like that. I mean,
Right.
my mom, when she was older, she looked like Mrs. Claus. You actually look like my mom when she was younger.
Really?
Yeah.
You have to show me a picture.
Yeah, no, real talk.
Wow.
But like she was fair skinned, long brown hair, but then my pops, brown Puerto Rican, and my nana, she was from Haiti. So she was, pale skin, fair skin, olive. And so we got all different types of colors in my family. And I want to show that to the world. I want to show that even within our cultures, there's more diversity that can be, out there. Because everything's a diversity initiative. Mm-hmm. Everything's, diversity in Hollywood, diversity this. We got to get more people on here. But then when they do, they really don't show the rainbow that there's out there.
Yeah.
And then they want to call us ethnically ambiguous. Well, we don't know what you are. And they get scared of it because they're not able to put a label on you. So when they're not able to put a label on you, they can't tell you, well, he's this. Oh, wait, that guy? I mean, because to me, I went to a Morgan State University, big up Morgan, that's an all-black college. And I was always that, Cisco, the Puerto Rican dude from New York? Or to other people that weren't familiar with, New York and places like that, I was just a light-skinned black dude, So it was like, okay, I can't escape either one. But the thing is, I'm not trying to escape. That's who I am.
Yeah.
But now when I go out for roles, I'll go out for Latino, which is usually a Mexican. And if I don't have a bald head with tattoos saying East LA on my neck, and shout out to all y'all cats that be doing your thing, but, I don't fit in.
Right.
And it's hard. So now I got to create my own content, and I got to be able to put that out there on my own. And, sooner or later, just show the world that, we're all one big melting pot that's coming together.
Which is true. Be interesting to see what's going to be your first film or project under your melting pot.
I got some crazy stuff.
Wow. Okay, so let's we're going to play a game. I know I usually do Would You Rather, and I haven't done Would You Rather because I can do Would You Rather on myself. Last week, I didn't have guests. I decided just to do 2 shows by myself, on my own, just talking about.
Talking to yourself, would you rather?
Well, just talking about a bunch of stuff. And a lot of the listeners are like, oh, we also like when you're by yourself because I tend to say too much. So I'm like, maybe I shouldn't do shows by myself, because then I'll say too much about me.
Hilarious.
So we're not going to do Would You Rather with Cisco. Instead, we're going to do this game, #MeToo or #NotMe. So how we're going to do this is I've got this little card, Get Kinky, from Pleasure Chest. And it has a bunch of different stuff. So if you have done it or tried it, or if it's been done to you, like either your partner, your girlfriend, or you did it to your girlfriend, say #MeToo. And if you haven't tried it, just say #NotMe.
Gotcha.
All right. Forced orgasm.
Forced?
Yes.
What's that? That sounds like some Harvey Weinstein shit. You ain't gonna get me in trouble.
Okay, so just say #NotMe.
What's a force? I want to know what that is.
That's usually when you know, it's like you just like, I don't know.